Megan was still scared from her encounter of the cow. Andrew and Mark could see she's been afraid of a lost cow, but they knew they won't be telling the other engines because it's a secret they were keeping, and Ethan agrees with it. And one day, Megan was all alone in the shed when Mr. Newton came to see her. "Megan, I would like you to shunt freight cars in the train yard. They are ready for Ethan to take the train. However, they are heavy and you have to help him pulling it to the docks."
"But sir, what about my express?"
"Never mind the express. Chad will take your passengers on his train because the express is heavy and he can't pull it on its own. After all, I've sent Andrew to pull it since he's not running on his branch line, and he is a heavy tank engine who could pull trains."
"Yes, sir. I guess that's good to know."
Megan puffed into the yard shunting freight cars in order to get them ready for Ethan to take the heavy train so the two engines will pull it together. But however, as she still felt the same way, the cars thought it'd be fun to start teasing her.
"Ha! What's the matter, Megan? Scared of a cow, aren't you?"
"Yeah, a big red engine is always afraid of a lost cow."
What a joke.
Megan's face faded from fear to anger. She shoved the cars hard through the buffers.
"Oops. You silly gray engine! 3 days of work, and in 3 seconds you've come to smash it into pieces!"
The cars were smashed to bits, and thankfully nobody was hurt. So Ernest came to clear up the mess. Later, Mr. Newton spoke sternly to Megan about engines not taking care of sidings.
"I'm sorry, sir, but it wasn't my fault. Those cars started to tease me about being afraid of a cow. That's why I've shoved them into the buffers where I didn't know it was painted there."
"I can understand that, Megan. But because of the heavy train was late, you and Ethan can still carry on with them until the day's work is over. So try to be more careful."
"Yes, sir. I will."
"It's alright, Megan. It was an accident after all."
"I know, Ethan. I'm just not in the mood today until those lots started to give me a grief. Now they know that you told everyone about how scared I am after that encounter with the lost cow."
"I didn't tell them, Megan. I only told Andrew, and he and Mark knows how to keep a secret so as not to tell the other engines, and I agree with it. Anyway, we better be going. The train cannot be delivered to the docks itself." The two engines were puffing smoothly along the main line, pulling the heavy freight cars. Although the train is very heavy, Both Ethan and Megan are strong enough to pull it. Soon they were approaching the hill. Megan puffed up as hard as she could, but it wasn't fast enough for Ethan as he began to feel something seems to slow him down. What has happened to me? We've run out of water, Ethan. I'm afraid we aren't going anywhere. Oh dear, this can't be good. I forgot I would need more water before we'll be pulling this train.
It's okay, Ethan. It was only a mistake after all. How about I will pull the train harder? That way it will be quicker to get them to the docks, which is very late, and then I'll push you to the water tower so you can get some more water.
Sure thing, Megan. I really appreciate it. And so Megan began to push Ethan whilst pulling the train up the hill. Although it was heavy for her to handle the job, she was determined to deliver the train safely at the docks and then helping Ethan to the water tower. At last, when she reached the top, they rolled down the other side and went all the way to the docks. When they arrived, Megan was uncoupled and pushed Ethan to the water tower to have a drink. Thanks for your help, Megan. You really did help me and the heavy cars up the hill since it was already late.
It was no problem at all, Ethan. I'm just glad I was able to help. After all, I did the best I could so as not to bump the cars again.
You did good, Megan. I'm surprised you didn't complain about pulling freight cars today.
I know. I think I've learned now that I may be express engine, but I'm also capable of the mixed traffic duties. I guess pulling freight cars isn't a bad job after all.